guys, I got to get better at talking to the camera. I want to be as authentic as possible. You know, when I have when I pull the camera out like this and I start having conversations with you guys, you know, I want to be able to talk to you like I'm talking to my best friend Jacob. And I know I can because I have very good conversation skills, but it's a little different when you're just talking to a camera that's not responding to you, and you don't get the reaction from people. You don't get facial expressions. I rely a lot on facial expressions and the way that people react so that I know how to respond and I know what the next thing to say to them is. But you don't really have that when you're just having a conversation with a camera. So it makes the situation quite a bit different, but it's okay. We're gonna get better at it. We're gonna get really good at it, honestly. And the more I do it, the better I'm gonna get, and the more you guys are gonna be able to understand my true personality, which is what I want. Because, like I said, I want to be as authentic as I possibly can, because I want you guys to become basically like friends. You know, I want to build a community off of this whole YouTube channel. The reason I'm posting these videos is not so that I can like just make money and do whatever. You know, I know guys are lonely. I'm fucking lonely. You know, I have barely anybody that I could talk to about, you know, most things going on in life. I just don't share a lot of common ground with many people. And, you know, I'm that way. I know my buddy Jacob's that way. I got another friend, Dallas. I know he's that way too. You know, people, especially people who are driven and people who want to change their lives, you know, do the self-improvement thing like this whole channel is about. It's hard to find other people who want to have those conversations and they want to, you know, actually sit there and hear you out. And especially when you're trying to talk to people, most of the time people will kind of just change the subject, you know. It happens to me all the time. I'll try to have a conversation with somebody, I'll bring up something going on, and they just kind of like, and then change the subject. And they bring up some random thing that's unrelated about them, and they won't really engage with you and go back and forth with you. So, like I said, I know a lot of guys have the same issue. I know a lot of guys, honestly, I'm probably fortunate just for the fact that I do have two people that I can pretty much call at any time to go for a hike, go for a walk, go for a drive, go get some dinner, and have a good conversation with them, you know. But you still feel lonely when you're by yourself and you don't feel like a lot of people can relate to you, and a lot of people don't share the same mindsets that you do. So that's why I'm making this channel, man. That's why I've made this channel. That's why I put out the content that I put out, and that's why I'm going to continue to. And then that's why the men's community is coming very shortly as well, so that way we can have a place where we're all sharing information all the time. And so you can go on there anytime during the day, and you can see people who are posting, you know, progress, things that they're doing, improvements in their life, or even struggles that they're going through. Yeah. So I don't know if you can tell, but my phone, it overheated, so I had to turn my AC on, get the phone cool again. It's okay, we're back, it's fine. Anyway, the other day I was watching a podcast. I believe that it was Chris Williamson with Modern Wisdom, and on there, don't quote me exactly on the date and the numbers, but he was talking about basically back in the day, I think it was like between like the 50s to the 70s, something like that. Guys reported that they had 6 or more close friends that they can go to and talk about anything. And today, guys report that they have 0 to 2 close friends that they can talk to. And so if you think about that, that's literally 1/3 of the close friends that people had back in the day that they have now. And this is for men specifically. I'm sure girls are the same way. I know everybody's pretty lonely, but you know, this channel's for men. And I personally don't think that there's ever been a time in my life, even in junior high and high school, where I had 6 close friends. I've always had maybe 2 to 3 close friends that I'd be able to talk to. You know, which is good. It's a valuable thing to at least have those friends. But you know, you want to have a lot of people around you because people are doing things at different times. Sometimes people are busy, and you know, you can't always rely on just that one or two people to be able to have conversations with you, meet up with you, and go do stuff, you know, all the time. So trying to get more people, more men into our life that we share common interests with, and we share opinions with, and even people who clash opinions with us. You want other men around you who have similar beliefs as you, but have different opinions than you too, because you don't want just a bunch of yes men around you. You don't want just a bunch of people who are going to agree and just say, yeah, man, you're killing it all the time. Yeah, no problem. You want to be able to tell somebody something and they say, hey, what the fuck are you doing, man? No. I do not think that you should be doing that. You're fucking up. You want people around you who are honest with you and that are going to tell you what you need to hear when you need to hear it, you know? And like I said, that's what my community is going to be about. And probably I'll have a link in the description for you to, if it's not ready at the time that this video is out right now, I'll have a link in the description for you to join my email list, and I will send you guys a update when the community is going to be open. I'm going to have several communities, so I'm going to have a free community where all guys can get in and just start having conversations and start communicating with each other, start trying to motivate each other. And then I will have one as well where I can coach guys, where I can help you guys build up your confidence, build up your discipline, get rid of your bad habits, and just start living your life in a more masculine, purposeful, and, you know, proper way according to my beliefs. So guys, make sure that you're trying to communicate with guys, and you guys are trying to get out and hang out with people. You know, a lot of times when we are on self-improvement and we are trying to better ourselves, you know, we use that as an excuse to isolate ourselves from other people. But that is the last thing that you want to do, especially if you are going through any kind of struggle right now. If you have any kind of depression and anxiety on a daily basis, or just on a somewhat regular basis, getting out in nature, getting around people, getting around other guys that you can talk to about these things is going to be the biggest thing in the world that's going to help you. Like, number one, above all else, if you're struggling with anything, with like I said, anxiety, depression, you're just overwhelmed with what's going on, you're confused in life, get out and talk to other guys, because you'd be surprised, man, how many other guys deal with the same thing. You know, there's times where I definitely get overwhelmed, and you know, I haven't dealt with really depression very much. I just don't really identify with that concept in my head, to be honest. Anytime that something's going on in my life that's tough, that's hard, I know what it is, you know. And I believe that most people probably do. If you're dealing with anxiety and depression, you probably know what it is in your mind that's fucking you up. You know what it is that needs to get taken care of. And majority of the time, what it is, a majority of the time, the issue that we run into is that we want to label that thing as an issue and then ignore it. And we think like, oh, this is just a thing that's bothering us, that's holding us back. But really, it's simply something in your life that needs to be addressed. And once you address it, you can literally change everything. You know, there's probably something on the back of your mind right now. I'm sure you have a couple things that you're thinking about right now as I'm talking. I'm sure you have a couple things in the back of your mind that are bothering you, and they've been bothering you for a few days or a few weeks. And if you just address those things and you put energy towards them, you dedicated time, like you just say, hey, this Saturday, I'm going to fix this problem, or I'm going to make that phone call to address this situation. Whatever the thing is, address the situation, get it taken care of, get it knocked out. And what it's going to do is it's going to take that pressure off your shoulders, and it's going to alleviate the space in your brain and in your mind for you to be able to focus on other stuff that is going to make your life better. So let me think of an example. If you live by yourself and your place is a mess, you know, and it might not be something that you sit there and you consciously recognize, like, oh, my house being a mess is causing me anxiety, or my bedroom being a mess is causing me anxiety. But it is. I guarantee you it's overwhelming you a little bit. And just having that little bit of burden in your mind, and the fact that that is occupying a little bit of space, is holding you back from thinking clearly about other things in your life. When you have issues going on that you're not addressing, it's holding you back from living a good life. Another example would be if you're in a relationship with somebody and that cop is following that guy. The dude is definitely turning into that neighborhood because he doesn't want that cop on his ass, because that cop was right on his ass. What a dick. Another example, guys, would be if you're in a relationship with somebody that you know you shouldn't be dating, or you're sitting there, you're having doubts about the relationship, but you just simply haven't taken the action to break up with that person or tell that person how you feel. It's taking up space in your mind, and it's a burden on you. You know, you need to clear up all of these little things in your mind that are weighing you down, because what it does is it allows you to think about the rest of your life with clarity. And what you want as often as you can is you want to be in a state of calmness and clarity. You know, that's one reason why I meditate every day. When you meditate every day, what it does is it kind of quiets down the voice in your head that's sitting there kind of narrating everything that's going on. So when you're walking through the store and you're just like, oh man, like maybe that person's looking at me, or oh, well, should I get this or should I get that? And you're confused. You know, it's just like that little voice that's constantly like debating every little decision, or second guessing things, or just adding a weird little thing to your life, a weird little narration that's not helping you. Meditation is going to help you get rid of that, or at least it's going to quiet it down significantly. Meditation is something that I preach for years and years and years. I've been practicing since I was about 21. Do I do it every single day like I'm supposed to? Most of the time I don't. Recently I have been, and it makes me even more calm than I normally am. But that's a very, 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 very helpful thing to do. Meditate. So I'm going to tell you guys right now how to meditate, okay? So meditation is actually so simple that people overcomplicate it and they make it harder than it needs to be, and they end up ruining the meditation in the first place. So you don't want to use any kind of meditation app. You don't want music on. You don't want anything like that, because what that's going to do is it's going to cause your brain to focus on the sound that you're hearing, which is not what you want. If you are really overwhelmed and it's very hard, what I would put on is a binaural beat. You put two headphones on. You got to make sure that they're headphones. You don't just put it on a speaker. You need one speaker on one ear and one speaker on the other. So you need earbuds or headphones. Put on binaural beats and listen to the binaural beats on a focus binaural beat. So just look up on YouTube, focus binaural beats, something that's 20 minutes or something like that. That is no sound except for just a weird little hum. That's what you want to do. But the better option, instead of doing the binaural beats, guys, what you want to do is you want to just be sitting in silence, okay? The best thing to do, sit on the floor with your back up against the wall. You want to be pretty much upright, so kind of like you're sitting in a chair, like I am right now in a car. And you don't necessarily have to cross your legs, crisscross, whatever. You can do that if you want to. You can kind of cross your feet. Typically, I will sit there with my knees kind of tucked up, kind of like I'm in like the fetal position a little bit, and then I'll just kind of cross my fingers over my knees, and then just kind of let myself sit there, like I said, in like a loose fetal position while I'm sitting there breathing. And what you want to do is you want to just take deep, steady breaths in and out. And every time a thought comes into your mind, you want to push that thought out of your mind. When you first start meditating, it's going to be really hard to do that. What's going to happen is you're just going to close your eyes and just keep on thinking. And just keep on thinking and keep on thinking and keep on thinking. But meditation is basically an exercise of ejecting thoughts from your mind, and an exercise of being able to focus on one thing. When you're meditating, the thing you're focusing on is your breath and the absence of thoughts. So what I do, what really helps me, is I kind of visualize in my mind while my eyes are closed that I'm kind of like, it sounds goofy, but it's kind of like I'm a particle that I'm breathing in and out. And so I'm kind of following my breath. And so as I'm breathing in, I'm imagining that I'm coming in through my nose, going down my esophagus into my lungs, and then when I breathe out, I visualize dumping all of the energy and the breath through my stomach and my, basically through my stomach and through my balls, really. I'm breathing out. So I'm just doing in and out through the bottom in a big circle, just like that. In and out through the bottom. In, out through the bottom. And you're just doing that in a very steady, calm breath over and over again. And as these thoughts pop into your mind, and like I said, when you are first starting to meditate, it's going to be really difficult. You're just going to be pretty much thinking with your eyes closed. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be like normal with your eyes closed your first couple times you meditate. But after you start to get the hang of it, what's going to happen is these thoughts that you have that pop into your mind, they're going to get shorter and shorter. So first you're going to think, oh, I got to make dinner tonight. What am I going to make for dinner? Should I eat this? Should I eat that? Okay, maybe I'll eat this. Well, that's going to take this long. What I got to do before dinner? And you're going to have this whole thing playing in your head about what you got to do for dinner, right? And that thought, if you're meditating for 10 minutes, that thought might last you 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. You might follow this little train of thought and entertain what you have to do for dinner, what you got to make, what you want to make, and all this. But as you get better at meditating, these thoughts are going to get shorter and shorter and shorter. And soon, it's going to pop in your head, oh, what am I going to make for dinner? And then you go, I don't got to think about that right now. I'm meditating. And you just put it right back out of your mind. As soon as it came in, it goes right back out. So you just, what do I got to make for dinner? Back to the absence. And so, believe it or not, the more you have these itty bitty little thoughts, you're actually getting better at meditating. So when the thoughts get shorter, but probably a higher number, a higher quantity of thoughts in this 10-minute period, you might have 30 or 40 different things that you think about that pop into your head, and you're just like, oh, this little idea, push it out. 5 seconds of calm, little idea, push it out. 5 seconds of calm, little idea, push it out. You want to do this over and over and over again. It is literally an exercise for you to do, okay? So don't sit there and try to meditate for the first time and say, oh, I can't meditate because I can't turn my brain off. And my brain, I just keep thinking about random things and I have all these thoughts pop into my head. Obviously you do. That's why you're meditating. It is an exercise to be able to control that impulsive firing inside your mind of all these random thoughts. So the ideal situation and what you will get to from my experience, I think that within a week to 2 weeks of daily meditation for minimum 5 minutes. While you're building the habit, meditate for 30 seconds just so that you can tell yourself, hey, I meditated this morning, build up a little consistency. Micro habits are always the best way to start habits. So you do the same thing with a meditation. You can start with 30 seconds, work your way up to a minute, work your way up to 5 minutes, work your way up to 10 minutes. Ideally, every morning you're doing between 10 and 20 minutes of meditation. And once you're able to do meditation, or once you do meditate for 5, 10, 20 minutes every day, I would say it's going to take you about a week and a half to 2 weeks before you're able to get into some real deep, calm, peaceful meditations. And what's going to happen is the first couple minutes of your meditation, it's going to be kind of rough. You're going to it's going to be kind of rough. The first couple minutes, you're going to be sitting there, and again, you're just going to close your eyes and you're going to continue to think. But slowly, after a couple minutes, those thoughts are going to get quieter and quieter. For myself personally, usually it takes me about, depending on what's on my mind, how my day's going, it'll take me probably 3 minutes to really sink in to a good calm state where my mind is more quiet than it is active. And that's the ideal space. So you want to get into a spot where you kind of lose track of time and you're hardly thinking about anything. You want your mind to be as empty as possible. You literally want to just follow the breath and think about nothing. You want an absence of thoughts. That is the space you're trying to achieve. That is the calm state that you are trying to achieve. Okay? And like I said, after about probably 2 weeks, you're going to get to a place where after a couple minutes of meditating, you sit down, you set your stopwatch on your phone, and in about 2 to 3 minutes, maybe 4 minutes, 5 minutes, you're going to sink into this space where you barely have any thoughts that pop in your mind. And any little thought that pops into your head, you can easily get it right out, just like that. That's the ideal space. That is what we're all trying to achieve with meditation. Then once you're done with the meditation, you're going to open your eyes and you're just going to go, wow, I feel incredibly calm right now. And that's where the power of meditation is. And then the cool thing, and the reason that we meditate, is not just so that we can feel calm during the meditation and right after the meditation. What this does is it's actually going to teach you how to do the same practice of taking an idea that pops into your head and ejecting it out of your mind throughout the day. And so this is going to allow you to be able to stay more calm throughout the day. It's going to prevent anxiety and overthinking and depression, because anxiety and depression are you thinking about other things that are not going on right now. Anxiety is going to be you overthinking a situation and thinking too far into the future about stuff. Depression typically is you thinking about the past and how things might have been better in the past and how you're kind of hopeless. This is all just shit playing in your head, playing in your mind. But if you can get to the place after practicing meditation for a couple weeks where your mind is very quiet and you know how to push those thoughts out, a lot of that stuff is going to go away, guys. I'm not saying that it's going to get cured instantly by only meditation, but I promise you're going to have a very, very significant change in your ability to quiet down your mind and stay calm and not overthink things. Myself personally, I used to be really, really bad at overthinking and just thinking way too deeply about other stuff, especially in the future. Most of us young guys, because we are young, we're projecting in the future. We're just thinking like, oh, we gotta fucking make it, man. We gotta do this. You're thinking about girls in the future. You're thinking about family. You're thinking about your finances. Where am I gonna go? Where am I gonna live? All this stuff. Well, when you start to, like I said, be able to get the meditation down, all of that's gonna quiet down. And what you're gonna be able to start doing is focusing on different tasks and different thoughts with intention. Okay? So you can go to work and focus on a task for an hour straight, barely thinking about anything else. Or you can open up your computer in a silent room, work on your computer, and accomplish a task that you meant to get done without sitting there and thinking, oh, am I going to eat breakfast? Am I not going to eat breakfast? What time am I going to go to the gym? Do I got to work out? I'm kind of tired. I need to do this. I need to do that. Thinking about some random bullshit from high school or something you're going to be doing this weekend or what you want to do tonight. You don't want to think about any of that stuff in the moment that you're trying to focus on this one task. And that's where meditation is going to really, really help you. You're going to be able to focus on that task without being distracted. You're eliminating distractions. So, guys, I can literally go on for another 45 minutes about the benefits of meditation. Anytime someone tells me that they deal with anxiety, overthinking, or that they're stressed, first thing I say is, have you ever tried to meditate before? And basically, 0 people have, so few, my buddy's favorite phrase that I use, so few people meditate that you could say nobody and you would actually be telling the truth statistically. So give it a shot. Like I said, you're not going to get results on day one. Day one, you might be a little bit more calm if you actually are successfully able to sit there for 10 minutes with your eyes closed and try to meditate. You're going to come out of it, you're going to be more calm, for sure. But where you're going to get the most benefits and where you're really going to see the progress and the benefits show up in your life, especially on a day-to-day basis, is when you're actually able to be consistent with it. You build the habit and you do it every day for at least 2 weeks. Do it for 2 weeks straight. Minimum 5 to 10 minutes per session. I promise you that you're going to see great results from it. So, guys, if you do have any experience with meditation, or you decided because of this video that you are going to go ahead and start meditating, drop a comment down below. Let other guys know your experience. Let me know your experience. I would love to hear if anybody else out there is getting great benefits from it. I know you are if you've been doing it. So yeah, give me your experience. But I hope you guys decide to either take meditation more seriously or give it a shot for the first time ever. And other than that, guys, love you guys. Take care. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.